Right. Runaway.
Runaway.
Right now, it's my favourite track of the EP. I don't know why. I think it's always been a bit of my favourite, isn't it?
Yeah, I
don't know why.
It's your style.
I think it was like I love that guitar, that you do with it.
Thank you. Yeah.
And it was just I think you had a really just interesting song all round. Didn't necessarily need all the production with it. It's actually kind of a cool thing by itself. But it was fun doing the production for that one.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about Runaway.
Yeah.
What inspired Runaway?
Runaway was kind of written at a point where I think I'd sort of gotten over a lot of what I was dealing with, and it was kind of like I can see myself moving on to like a better place. And I think originally it was going to be the last song on the EP, and it was kind of like almost closure around everything. And
Closure, another song that you've written.
If you haven't heard Closure as well, I've released that. It's not the same song.
Which EP was that one on?
That was on Like We Know EP.
Yeah.
Give that a listen.
Get that plug.
Good plug, I like that. But yeah, like I got up into Bristol, and it was kind of like a couple months in, and I kind of really settled in. Like I had a lovely flatmate, shout out to Kieran, who's helped me with a lot of my music and stuff, and we've had long discussions about this EP. And also like I found a place in the Bristol climbing scene and all of these things, and I kind of got to the point where I was like, I've got the space up here, I've got the time, and it's kind of a new chapter like we keep talking about. And it was, I think Runaway was just the idea of I've moved on and I've got this new space, and actually not everything is going down the drain anymore. That was
Yeah,
really
no, it was. I mean, I remember being there, like, I don't know, Mike Night you came to, and I was like, it was like a lot of change.
Yeah.
Everything pretty much changed.
Yes, yeah.
And then whilst that can be exciting, and then some circumstances it can be really sad.
Yeah.
And you're like, everyone needs a bit of stability in their life. And I think you going through a really rocky period.
Yeah.
And also you had your health things.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so I think that was what massively inspired this as well. So I was in hospital with pancreatitis for about 2 weeks, I think it was, and yeah, I think that was kind of like a huge turning point because they weren't really sure what was going to happen. And I think this song during like the rehab and everything was really important as well. And just kind of like getting through everything, because it was kind of like a time where I wasn't really sure what was going on. And like you said, like not having that stability was really difficult. But I think it kind of gave me like a new understanding of what I wanted and how much I wanted to push music as well. And it was kind of like, I really want to do this, I've got to keep working at it. And so I did, and this song came about. And I think,
I think it, for me, I don't know, for some reason it just strikes a great chord. It's such a positive song, quite profound lyrically.
Yes, yeah.
And I think it just came, I think they all came from a very raw place, but like you say, some songs you were like, you've got to work on the lyrics, be like, right, what is it I'm trying to make here? But it felt like maybe with Runaway, it was just like in the chorus, like, I'm still alive. And and it's nothing much to say.
Yes.
Some great songs are just like very simple. Like the music's doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And you're just kind of say this is how I feel, and it was just really. Yeah. I just love it. I think that's one of my definitely. It's a very positive song, but it's very real.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah, definitely.
How I felt like you feel. There was nothing kind of you were trying to be something or trying to feel something you weren't feeling. It was just a really beautiful song.
Yeah.
So, did it come out as you expected?
Yeah, I mean, this was probably one of my favourites to record.
Really?
And I was massively inspired by Send Me On My Way by Rusted Roots, that classic from Ice Age, if you've seen it in that. And
love that song.
It's brilliant. And I think we got some really interesting sounds, like we had kalimba, xylophone, my favourite, the glockenspiel. So we played around with some really interesting things to kind of give it that like jungle vibe.
Yeah.
And you came up with a brilliant idea towards the end with the whole like moving out like background harmony.
Yeah.
And like that was brilliant, and it really helped lift at the end.
Yeah.
And just those little nuances that we kind of added in with the interesting like drums that kind of rattle off.
Oh yeah, because so Brookie came and did the drums. Which tracks did he do the drums on?
He did like most of them, but some of them he just did sections which we then edited in. Yeah.
So Runaway was just one that he was just doing bits of it.
Yeah.
And I just knew I just need some stuff for him to, and then I'll just kind of cut things up and put it in place where I think it needs to.
Yeah.
But again, like I know what you mean. I was like, when it gets towards the end part of Runaway, where you've done the verse, chorus, and you need this kind of, you do this really cool structure where it's like a middle 8 outro.
Yeah, that's
it's different.
Yeah.
But it goes all the way out, and it's really cool. It works so well.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I think I was just listening to the early mixes in my car a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, moving. I just kind of like I was just
Yes,
singing that.
yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe that needs to go there then.
Yeah.
No, that was a lot of fun. I think, yeah, it is one of those sorts of songs. Like it is jungly, isn't it?
Yes.
You can imagine it in the summer. It's got a really uplifting sort of a glockenspiel and any sort of xylophone instrument with acoustic.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
It kind of helps. Yeah,
Yeah.
lifts the mood.
Yeah.
That lifts my mood, and I think that song was really fun. It was challenging for me to try and. I had to spend a lot of time on the percussion towards the end.
Yes.
To get it.
Yeah.
How I wanted it.
Yeah.
But I think your guitar again in that song was really cool in terms of just down ba dum ba dum down 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 ba dum ba dum. He had a really cool, interesting, and it had a little and I think playing the bass.
Oh, that was perfect. That made it
which I helped, which is meant to kind of sort of marry with the guitar and join it a little bit and kind of. If anything, I'd almost like to do a stripped back version where it lets your acoustic guitar shine a bit more.
Yeah.
Because you've got some really cool things. Because we've got quite a lot on that track. But
yeah,
I think,
definitely. It filled up. Yeah.
No, I think, Ethan, if you could do a music video for Runaway, I would love that.
Cool. Yes. Yeah. Just me running down the road for like 3 minutes straight.
I really want to see a music video for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about the highlights. Have you talked about your highlights of it?
Yeah, I think like once again, like the whole nature of this EP, a lot of the songs except from Island to South, just end on a mid-late. And I think like the change up into the different kind of picking pattern that came up with the mid-late in Runaway was just really cool to like take it into a bit of a different direction. And it gave the name to the EP, which is Moving On, Moving Out, Changing Seasons. So that was really cool. And like I didn't have a title for this EP at all. I think I called it like Becoming a Bristolian, and I was like,
really?
it doesn't really fit with it. So
No.
I think this kind of saved.
You'll never be Bristolian.
No, I can't.
You're Devonian.
Yeah, I'm Devonian to the roots.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's because we've got some footage of us messing around with the keyboards.
Yes,
I remember like trying to come up with the jungly bits, which you said reminded you of Rusted Roots a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. It was quite a simple song in a way, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a really nice one to do because I think it just kind of came together by itself.
Yeah.
And a lot of the like core of the song was very easy, and then it was just adding like interesting sounds and kind of bringing a little bit of life to it and adding that jungle sound, which was really fun to do, to be fair.
Yeah. But Ethan, you've got to make a music video for that
Come
one.
on,
If you
come
don't, I will.
Yeah,
It's got to be a music
steal
video
it
for that
from
one.
you.
Exactly.
You got to make one for every song on this EP now.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about with this track?
I think the song was very easy to do, so I
Yeah.
think the talk about it is too. I think that's probably
Cool.
a pretty good place
All
to
right,
leave it.
check out Runaway, my personal favourite at the moment. I love them all, but that one's my favourite.